All right, now we are doing problem B. And here's the thing, the directions tell you to realize which limit process you are actually doing. Do you see how this has x going to a value? So when we have x going to a value, we are using this. So x is going to be approaching -1 in this case. So we have the function minus the function at that value, and then x minus a, which is x minus a -1. So here is what we have. We are going to put in that function. Remember, it was what? -x squared plus 2x plus 4. And I'm still going to go ahead and write this. Now let's go ahead and figure that out. Okay, so if you recall from today, we are going to figure out the function at -1. So we have the -1 squared plus 2 times -1 plus 4. And what that gives us is -1, -2 plus 4, which gives us 1. So that subtracting 1 goes right there, and we end up with the x plus 1 in the denominator. So I'm going to go ahead and write out all these steps, you guys. So what can we combine? The 4 and the -1. So we have -x squared plus 2x plus 3 over x plus 1. Now, if you remember, anytime we see a trinomial and degrees of 2 or quadratic, you're going to have to factor. So here's what you need to take care of. Do you see how you have that negative in front? So typically when we do this factoring, we always want to have a positive x squared. In order to get rid of that negative, what I'm going to do is multiply the numerator and the denominator by -1. So remember, if you multiply the numerator and denominator by the same thing, you are not changing the actual function. All right. So when we multiply this through, we have the different signs, and we still have that negative in the denominator, and we're going to keep that factor as x plus 1. What we do next is factor this. And so, if you can recall, x squared minus 2x minus, okay, gives us x minus 3, x plus 1, all over that negative x plus 1. So what happens next? We factor out, or those x plus 1 over x plus 1 goes to 1. So we are left with the limit as x goes to -1 of x minus 3 over -1. So now, when I plug that in, I'm going to plug in the x is going to -1. So what we have is -1 minus 3 over -1, which gives us a -4 over a -1, which gives us 4. So our slope of the tangent line is equal to 4. And if you recall from the question A, we ended up with the same value of 4. So again, we're doing the slope value of the tangent line 2 different ways. Now you have to make sure you realize which one you're doing what. So again, let me just re-emphasize. X minus 1, x to a value. We are doing this setup. And then when we had over here, which is the problem I did on the other video, when we have x is going to 0, h is going to 0, we end up with the x plus h minus f of x, all over that input minus the other input. And those go to 0, and so on and so on and so on. So that is problem B. I'll see you next time.